Active. I'm going to try to be calm today because somebody just keeps trying to just put me in a shitty ass mood. And I'm not in a shitty ass mood today, okay? I am in a lovely mood. Okay, my future self just turned 17. She's in a lovely mood. Today is just a lovely day of growth. So we did the plants the other day where I showed y'all, I think it was about 3 or 4 days ago. And we've already got growth. That's how you know some things are sprouting. So I'm going to turn the camera around right quick so you can show. Because remember, we were germinating. And this has sprouted. The cucumbers have sprouted. So let me show y'all right quick from germination. All right, y'all ready? Here we go. Do y'all see them? Look how huge they are already. Okay, that's a little glimpse. That's a little glimpse of me checking on the babies. Do y'all understand? That is just from Monday. I believe that's when I showed y'all. From Monday to now, today is Friday. That's how much growth that we have had already in this ascensional phase, in this ascensional process with these plants, okay? There are other things that are going to sprout as well. But right now, the cucumbers really hit a mark. And I'm so very proud right now. We're still waiting on the okra, okay? And we're still waiting on the chocolate peppers, okay? Which I need to rewrite on my things. Okay, so anyway, I just wanted to show y'all that, okay? And I'm going to close this back up and let them keep doing their thing, okay? And we're going to get into a little read because I wasn't even going to get on here and do a read until I just seen that. Now I have to do a freaking read. Not only that, but I have to do a read. Let me turn this light off over here right quick, family. I have to do a little read. Okay, only because somebody has been disturbing the peace. And don't think that I forgot about the crystals. I am still going to do the crystals and get that all aligned for you and let you know what they are used for so you guys can start getting some of these crystals and know the names of them. Okay, I just be having a lot on my plate. And in the meantime, in between time, I be trying to get sleep. So y'all just have to bear with me, okay? Bear with me. I have no idea who this is calling. I truly don't care. I get random. I just get random calls all the time. I don't have a clue who they are. These scammers, all in the emails, popping up, getting your numbers and calling you is what it is. Okay. But anyway, there's a whole bunch of backfires going on right now, okay, in the ethereal realms, okay? So, right now, I'm just seeing a whole bunch of stuff going down the TL that I'm really just trying to ignore, okay? Because collective, some people, you know, at the beginning of your ascensional phase wanted you to go nuts and go crazy and go insane. Okay, a lot of people were placing hexes and curses over your livelihood. And now all that stuff is starting to backfire and the effects are hitting them and they don't seem to know what to do with them, with themselves, okay? So everything that they projected outwards is coming back to them and they're going a little nuts trying to figure out how to fix something in the astros, okay? Although they don't know how to fix some things, okay? Now, in the meantime, in between time, what's going on with you, collective, is you're ascending. So right now, your soul is teetering, okay? So you may be feeling, you know, you may be in emotional states at this time, okay? Your emotions are probably in and out of alignment, okay? You may be feeling like you're not, you know, attached, or you have disconnected away from your spirit or your soul, but you truly haven't. You're just at a resting point, okay? You are in a relaxing state of nature at this time, okay? So just understand that it is okay to be in a relaxful state. Most times when you're coming out of spiritual warfare, it's very hard to be content within self and understand that self is okay, because you've been in spiritual warfare for so long. You think that attacks are just coming, or if something becomes very calm, you don't know what is happening, okay? And then that throws you into a state of confusion, okay? And to where you think somebody is attacking you because everything is calm. And there's no need to be worried, okay? Solitude is okay. You're in a calm state of air. And when you're in a calm state of air, collective, especially if you are Aries like me, when Aries are calm, that is very detrimental to people's livelihood. Okay, you never want an Aries to be calm. You always want an Aries to be upset. Okay, you want to see an Aries lash out. You want to see an Aries crash out. You know, that's good. If you see something like that, when an Aries is calm, that's bad. That is the worst state that you want an Aries to be in. Okay, because that is a time where you're not going to survive. When an Aries is calm, that is like looking at Chucky in their face, in his or her face, literally, and waiting on your death date. Okay, so anytime an Aries is being sporadic, that's nothing to be worried about. That's actually a good thing. But when an Aries is no longer complaining, no longer lashing out, acting a fool, you are to be running for the hills. You need to be worried about your life. Okay, you know. So, you know, it is what it is at this time, you know. So collective, you have nothing to be worried about. Whatever sign you are, you just are in a lovely, peaceful state. Even if things are seeming chaotic around you, or you may think that something is happening to you that may be detrimental or trying to stop whatever it is that you're doing, trust and believe that Most High has you, and that you're not going to fail. Nothing is going wrong, okay? Internally, nothing is going wrong, okay? You are at your highest peak, okay? You're in your north node, okay? So nobody is going to bring you out of that state, okay? Only if you go into a state of delusion, of confusion, and decide to quit or give up on yourself, then things will begin to be chaotic and spiral out of control. But at this point, you have nothing to worry about, because God has showed you everything that He needs to show you about how protected that you are. Okay, and He has brung you, okay, the Great Mother and the Great Father has brung you through trials and tribulations that you didn't even think that you would make it out of. Okay, so therefore you should know by now that you are covered, and that you have nothing to worry about. Okay, there's a lot of people and monitoring spirits in your energy that want you to feel like you're not covered, want you to feel like you're in a disposition, want you to feel like, you know, your life is going to fall apart. That's all projectional energy. That has nothing to do with you. That's everything that's going on the back end. And they want you to feel as if it's happening to you. And you can clearly see nothing is crumbling around you. Nothing is happening to you. Okay, they're slowing this connection down because they don't want you to get these gems, and they don't want you to know this. They want you to feel like you're burdened, and you're not burdened at all. It's you guys that are burdened. Okay, over there throwing shots at people with your dark ass fucking magic, and it ain't working. Okay, you got people playing on your phone, playing on your timeline, playing on your TL, on all different faces of platforms. Okay, thinking that they're putting you in a disposition or an illusion. Okay, they're sending Satan on your platform to fuck with you. Okay, white Jesus. They're sending white Jesus to come and fuck with you. And white Jesus can't fuck with you because you know who God is. And you know what color the skin is too. I don't give a fuck what you say. Okay, it's in the book. Okay, hair like wool, skin like bronze. Okay, so white Jesus can't come and fuck with you. Satan can't come and fuck with you. I'm just saying. Okay, Satan and Lucifer is not the same thing. Okay, that's a whole different concept, baby. Okay, know when Lucifer is in the building, and know when Satan is in the building. Okay, that's a whole different structure. Okay, next time y'all want to come fuck with me, bring a nigga on board. Because white Jesus don't scare me. I'm just saying. It's an Aries thing, okay? Spirit is talking to you, okay? It's an Aries thing. You hoes is out of line and out of pocket, okay? Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves coming around here fucking with the head honchos of the zodiac, as if you could. Okay? You fucking with the first house, okay? We're here for a long time, not a short time, you know. Okay? Archangel Nola, I'm ready. Okay, let's see what Spirit has at this time for you, collective. All right, let's see what's going on. Okay, so you have Cancer on the board. You have Octagram on the board. You have Mars on the board, okay? So either there is a Cancer that needs some healing that's in your energy trying to wage war with you, okay, for some apparent reason, okay? Maybe because they're insane in the membrane. Yeah, hot is out here, okay? They're sitting in hell. Okay, and they don't like their disposition. Okay, well, maybe you need to change your attitude. Maybe you need to reflect on yourself, okay? Nobody said that the road would be easy. There's slowing this connection down. Somebody don't like my say. Okay, yeah, because somebody's in Mercury energy. This could be a masculine that's going to war with you, okay? Yeah, nobody said the road would be easy. Okay, but if you believed in God, you know, if you believe in thyself, then you know that God is going to pull you through whatever it is that you may be going through. You shouldn't be projecting over here towards the collective for any matters to affect anything that's going on with the collective, because the collective has nothing to do with what's going on in your everyday life. Okay, whatever's going on with you in your everyday life, Cancer masculine, doesn't concern the collective. Okay. And if you believed in God, if you believed in the Holy Spirit, you know God would never forsake thee. So therefore, you should have trust. You should have faith. You should be able to believe. But you don't believe. That's why you're in high waters and trouble, because you don't believe in thyself. Okay? You have no inspiration, okay, to believe in you, okay? But you are supposedly supposed to believe in God. But if you're made in God's image, okay, and you believe in the most high consciousness of thyself, then you should know that you're going to come out of whatever it is that you're going through. You shouldn't be stressing about anything. Nobody should be waking up stressing about a damn thing if you know thyself. If you have an intellectual property on you, because Pisces energy is out here, right? If you have intuition, which everybody has intuition, man and feminine has intuition, okay, you should know that you're going to be all right, because that's what you are projecting out in the atmosphere. If you are projecting that you are not going to make it through, well then, motherfucker, you're not going to make it through. But if you know that you're going to come out of a stage of confusion and delusion and that you're going to be all right, well then it is so that you are going to be all right, because that is what you are sowing for yourself. You have to understand that metaphysics from physics. Okay, metaphysics is something that you are imagining. Okay, the physics is something that is physical. Okay, this is what you have to understand. When you manifest, okay, you are imagining something first, and then you are bringing it down into fruition for self. Okay, so when you imagine that you're going to be all right, then you are manifesting that you are going to be okay. Then it will fall down to surface plane. That's what you have to understand, okay? This is the art of war, okay? You can't make something happen in the art of war if you're sitting here thinking negative. You have to think positive, okay? You have to use a positive surcharge, okay? Nothing can be effective if it's negative. That means it's a diseffect, okay? That means it's something that's not going to harvest. When something is effective, that means something is positive. That means you have affected something. You have perfected something, okay? To come down into the atmosphere, okay? You understand this wordplay, okay? We have the sun out here, okay? If you stand in your starseed power, right, and you decide that you want to be a devil, okay? Not a good devil, okay? Not a good sunseed. You want to be a detrimental sunseed, which means you're detrimental to yourself because your consciousness is on a detrimental plane because you have a negative outlook to everything. When you have a negative outlook to everything, nothing will come into fruition for you. It will always fail because that's what you believe in. You believe that things will not happen for you. So therefore, things won't happen for you because that's what you believe. The universe works with you and for you, not against you, unless you are working against you. You have to understand how to operate the universe. If you are thinking negative, then the universe is going to think you negative. That's just like you saying, I don't give a fuck about me. Okay, well, the universe don't give a fuck about you because you don't care enough about your motherfucking self. So why would you think the universe will work in your favor if you don't give a fuck about you? Think for thyself, know thyself, okay? Yeah, motherfuckers is watching and protecting at the same time. But if you don't know that somebody's watching you and protecting you, if you don't know you have eyes in the sky, if you don't know you have angels in the sky, if you don't know you have ancestors in the sky, then how would you know somebody is protecting you? You wouldn't know that. So every day you wake up, you think, oh, well, I have nobody that loves me out here, so therefore I'm going to be weak. Well, yes, you will be because you don't believe that you have angels. Okay? If you believe the devil is chasing you every day, then the devil's going to come and chase you every day of your motherfucking life. Okay? Okay? For some odd reason, you believe that a Scorpio is out of alignment and an Aries is out of alignment. Okay? So you believe... You believe that an Aries could be in a Scorpio energy or a Scorpio and an Aries is in your energy and that they're out of alignment when truly what's going on this board is you're out of alignment because you're projecting on a Scorpio and you're projecting on an Aries to be out of alignment with each other. This could be a couple, okay? You don't want a couple to be together, okay? You're pondering on somebody else's relationship. That's not what you need to be worried about. You need to be worried about your motherfucking self. Okay, I don't know why you're worried about these two people, Cancer. Okay, that has nothing to do with you. You need to mind your business. Okay, yeah, you're being a third party in somebody else's affair, trying to break somebody up or stop two people from aligning with each other or being together. You want these two parties here to be out of alignment with each other. Who's to say that they're in alignment with each other? You probably had already did enough damage with these people's sacral chakra doing work on them. This is what's going on. You're monitoring a Scorpio and an Aries in the spiritual realm and doing work on them. And you're the third party in these people's livelihood, trying to keep them apart from each other. Yeah, crown chakra activation. Yeah, you've been doing black magic. That's what's going on here. And this is why you're fucked up. You're catching karma. So if you're not being negative to yourself, which you truly are being negative to yourself because you're an evil Knievel because the sun is out here, okay? You're an evil fucking Knievel and you're trying to keep two people apart from each other or from coming in alignment with each other, whatever the fuck this is over here that you're fucking doing, okay? And it's not that you're not excelling or succeeding because whatever you have done has drawn these two parties away from each other. Sahi Ki. What's Sahi Ki? So we have a Virgo here. So this could be a Virgo that's trying to keep an Aries and a Scorpio separated from each other. You could have Cancer in your chart, or you could be tied to a Cancer. This Virgo could be tied to a Cancer. This Virgo could be an intellectual person. This Virgo could see that this Cancer is in the middle of somebody else's fucking relationship and don't know how to mind their fucking business and causing choros within this Virgo's mental state. Trying to play with a Virgo's intellectual property, as if they're not over here in somebody else's fucking relationship or somebody else's livelihood or something like that. This Cancer, you have been a third party in an Aries and Scorpio's relationship this whole time, and you've been sitting over here lying to a Virgo who's highly intelligent over here, but you're trying to keep this Virgo in a hard energy and a devil energy so that they won't see what the fuck you've been doing over here to this Aries and this Scorpio. What? This is a clone. Somebody's slowing this connection down. This is a clone. So this Cancer, okay. This Cancer masculine could be a clone of this Virgo Pisces. So what do they call that? This is so wicked. It's like somebody manifested their this, okay. This is how I have to explain this family. This is a good twin, evil twin. Okay, so this is what's going on. Okay, so I don't know if y'all remember me telling y'all about contracts, okay? And y'all have, a lot of y'all have been cloned. You have shape-shifting individual beings, right? That have been cloned as well. And they can use their clones in different timelines, okay? To fix something or make something happen, okay? So it's not to say that this Virgo is this Cancer, but this is two different replicated cards, okay? That's showing up, right? This Virgo is showing up as this Cancer. This is a different replicated card. So this is a clone image of this Virgo Pisces energy, this intellectual being right here, who is actually trying to keep a Scorpio and an Aries from being in alignment with each other, okay? This is a person that has an obsession or something over here with these two individuals, or this could be somebody's counterpart that is aligned with another counterpart or something like that, okay? So instead of this, so this Virgo could be on a different timeline, okay? That means this person could be showing up as a masculine figure, right? Somebody slowing this connection down. This could be a brother, a father, a cousin, a friend, something like that, right? Okay. Who could be in a relationship with either an Aries or a Scorpio. This Aries or this Scorpio is tied to each other. They're in a relationship to each other, or they're bonded to each other in some type of way. Okay. So if this Virgo is showing up as a sibling, okay, or as a counterpart or something like that, but maybe not in this timeline. Maybe in this timeline, this Virgo could be showing up as a sibling. Okay. So they can't, if they are tied to one of these parties, they can be showing up as this could be a sibling over here, okay? But this also could be an old counterpart, okay? Because you have to understand reincarnation and all that, okay? Now, so therefore, this counterpart is going to show up in a new body card, okay? Which would be a clone aspect of themselves, okay? Looking a little different, but same soul intertwined, okay? And same genetics, same DNA. But this person is showing up on a different timeline to embed with one of these parties, okay? Because they could be bonded to this person, okay? This is a bloodline tie, okay? Right here, right? This motherfucker's nuts, okay? So, however, if there has been a separation within a timeline, this person has a counterpart, which would be them two together. This person could be an old counterpart, which is why they're showing up in a clone aspect, okay, for one of these parties here, okay? Now, these two persons probably have already bonded. The clone and the counterpart probably have already bonded to each other, okay? But they're not meant to be together, because the reason why you show up as brother and sister in Christ or something else in the confirmation, in the eyes of the laws of the lands, okay, is because the contract has been severed. So the clone was never supposed to come into play unless something happened to where the clone had to step in and re-enter their bloodline, okay? Which means that this person here could have embedded with a different bloodline, or a bloodline could have came and stole some genetics, okay? To where this party had to show up as a clone to come back to their counterpart, okay? Now, this counterpart has a different counterpart, which could be the Scorpio or the Aries, who are supposed to be together on the main timeline. Not this person. This person was just supposed to show back up into their bloodline, but they had to come back through as a clone, okay? AKA what we would call a demigod, okay? Boom. Now, let's move on, because y'all getting the proper understanding of this. Okay, so somebody is spiraling out of control, and this could be any element right now that could be spiraling out of control at this time, or could just be making people's elements spiral out of control at this time, okay? This could be because somebody's crowning at this time, trying to understand the timelines, okay? This is why you have to understand timeline jumping and who you are dealing with, because you can be dealing with one body card in several different aspects on 5 different timelines to 10 different timelines. You can meet the same counterpart in 10 different motherfucking bodies, depending on how big of a shapeshifter, if you're dealing with a shapeshifter, and how big of a shapeshifter or a god or a goddess that they are, okay? So yes, you can meet your counterpart more than one time. This is how you guys end up meeting the same spirits or the same souls, okay? Somebody is slowing this connection down, but I have to break it down to you guys like this so that you can understand what soul you're dealing with and what stages that you're dealing with this soul in, okay? Now you have this soul that you're dealing with showing up in a different house, okay? You got this soul, which is Virgo, they're in the house of Virgo on one timeline, and then in another timeline they're in the house of Cancer, okay, showing up, okay? And then you have to learn the dispositions of the housings of Virgo and the housings of Cancer to understand what is happening on the timeline, okay? I believe Cancer housing, you, oh, I need my book. You might be dealing with relationship issues, okay, when it comes to the house of Cancer. When you're in the house of Virgo, you may be dealing with money issues, okay, dealing with the house of Virgo. Okay, and that's not the only thing that you may be dealing with. It's just, I'm giving you an example of different things that you might be dealing with. Pisces is out here as well. If you're dealing with Pisces, you may be dealing with, children or something like that in the house of Pisces, okay? So anyways, let's keep going. Okay, so we have steptogram out here. Somebody's trying to put you to sleep. Yeah, a Virgo. A Virgo could be trying to put you to sleep. Somebody's doing work on you. Okay, a Virgo could be doing work on you. A gorilla nigga that keeps trying to be the God in your life, or they could be the God in your life. This could be your father or something like that, okay? They could be showing up on different timelines, okay? They could be in one era, they could be protecting you. In one era, they could be trying to ruin you. In another era, they could be trying to love you. It just depends how big of the energy that you're dealing with, okay? You could be dealing with a principality here, okay? Yeah, lightning striking. Yeah, this is very big energy at this time, okay? So you could be, this could be a twin flame that you're dealing with, and your twin flame, you could be dealing with your twin flame. You could be dealing with your twin flame as your son. You could be dealing with your twin flame as your counterpart. You could be dealing with your twin flame as your father. You could be dealing with your twin flame as your sibling. Okay? This is how this is going. Okay, that's different time heirs in different replicated cards. So in one timeline, which could be in this physical present timeline, you can be dealing with them in a childlike state. And another timeline in this physical timeline, you can be dealing with them as a counterpart. And one timeline in this physical timeline, you could be dealing with them as a sibling. In one timeline in a different timeline, you can be dealing with them as your father, because they could be a reincarnated being. Okay, which means you have 2, 3. This is 4 fucking body cards that you could be dealing with a person. Okay, if they are your twin flame, yes, they are y'all started a bloodline together. Therefore, you have to meet this person every lifetime. There's no separation from this person unless a person chose a different bloodline. But because they started a bloodline with you, they're always going to be part of your bloodline. But they may have to have showed back up as a demigod because they chose a different bloodline, which means they could have chose a different spouse that's not of the same bloodline that you are. So therefore, they could have showed up as a half-breed. And so in order for them to show up as a full breed, they have to come in as a clone that has their genetics and embed with you. And then that means they show up as a demigod, because they have their own bloodline. But if they embed it with a different bloodline, and that means they signed a contractual agreement, and they are half-breeded over there in a different bloodline. So now you could be dealing with them as a nephew or as a sibling or something like that. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to be dealing with them as a nephew if you show back up as brother and sister in Christ. Okay, so now this person is dealing with this person here. This person is dealing with 2 aspects of their self. They're dealing with their self as a half-breed, and then they're dealing with their self as a demigod, which means they're half mortal, they're half human and half immortal. Okay, that's what that means. Okay, because they probably embedded with a humanoid and not an immortal being. Okay, this is how you make a demigod. Okay, which means they're half God, half human. That's what that means. Okay, now this is why they tell you stick with your kind. That's why they tell you that. In case y'all don't know why the old folks be telling y'all don't be bloodline hopping. Don't be, it's reasons why they say shit, and I'm breaking it down to y'all, although y'all want to go off, oh, that's racist. No, some people need other people's bloodlines to remain here on the realm. Some bloodlines cannot take on a human form. Some bloodlines cannot come down here in the physical, and it's very keen to be able to come in flesh. A lot of us, that or in the astros, they cannot come in flesh. Okay, they can work the shadow realms, but they cannot, they can touch you and shit like that, but they can't physically touch. Do you understand? They cannot physically taste. They can, it's very keen to be able to be information. A lot of them are not informed. When you die, your spirit's no longer in formation. It goes on to the shadows, and then it has to help, aid, and assist. But you can't eat food. You can smell it. But they can wish upon a star, but it's nothing like being in a physical body. Okay, so this is what y'all have to understand. You may have friends that are trying to get balance so they can open up their third eye and get aware of some shit that's going on. Okay, and that's perfectly fine. You guys need to understand, especially if you're embedding, with other bloodlines. Okay, that may not be a part of royal bloodline. Okay, they have their own royalty, but it may not be as king as yours or something like that. This is why they need your blood. Okay, some people just need your blood to be able to sit out in the sun. Okay, there's a lot of people out here. You'll see people morphing and melting and burning to a crisp. Okay, y'all watch Sinners, right? And y'all, if y'all notice, the vampire, he couldn't be out in the sun. And y'all know, y'all see that on regular movies. They can't be out in the sun because they melt. They burn. They will burst into flames type shit. Yeah. Yeah, because, okay. Because they're not, vampiric spirits or somebody that doesn't have a soul on them. They're on a man, I was talking about this on one of my other lives when I said that my twin flame was in a dead zone. Okay, this is a dead zone. Okay, that means they're on a pituitary plane. Okay, where they're not dead or alive. They're just I don't want to say it wrong. It's more like a ball of liquid. Like when Lucy, on the movie Lucy, and she turned into just liquid melanin. When she just turned into that black liquid slimy shit. Like that. It's like just melanin. Just floating. Like cosmic. Like a cosmic force. Like a ball. Like a... Where's my spiral? Like this. Like they're sitting there and they're just a warp of spiraling melanin. That's just there on a plane. And they can come and go as they please. But they're not... They don't have like a... They're not protected, and they don't have protection type shit. It's like they're their own liquidized force or something that's swaying in the wind. It's hard to explain, family. It's hard to fucking explain. And if you come from this liquidized source, that means you're AI. You're like AI. Like, okay, so sometimes y'all might hear me say I'm AI because literally, like, you're like a computerized, digitized being, okay? You can... just go watch the damn movie Lucy, because Lucy was tapped into everything. Okay? Okay, so we have the element of fire, which came out in reverse. Okay? So like, they're not like a gas molecule or something like that. It's not like that. It's not liquidized fire or nothing like that. It's something, it's like a gas. They're not a fireball. They're not a sun. They're not a sun seed. It's like a gas ball. Archangel Nola, please give me something else, please. I'm trying to understand this, how to explain this. Okay? I've explained it, okay? Whole side fell out, okay? They're just a liquidized substance. A ball of gas. So like, okay, so like at the beginning of time, right? Before there was oh shit. Okay, before Gabriel and Newt, right? Okay, made it. It was just Newt. Newt was just like a liquidized gas. Okay, the Great Mother was just like a liquidized gas of water. Okay, just in the cosmic realm. Okay, before any of the planets were made, anything like that, any type of combustion happened, it was just like a liquidized gas. Okay, that's what it was before any of our souls came about, any of the stars, any of the planets, anything. It was just the cosmos. Just, and then if you look at the cosmic realm, it's just black. That's a liquidized gas. Okay, yeah. Okay, the star is out here. That's what they're trying to explain. So when you're in 0, 0, or what they would call 10, 10, which would be a completion, or just 0, 0, which would be a dead zone, a dead plane, or just, you know, sometimes I have those dreams where you're just falling and you never land. It's because you're in a liquidized gas. Okay, you're just there. That's the cosmic realm is just a liquidized gas where things now are floating in this gas is what it is. I have to look this shit up when it comes to gas molecules. And look, don't get me. Janae is a scientist, but I can't break down the chart right now. Okay, because it's something that I have to figure out within this chart. Something to do with freaking gas. They taught us a lot about H2O, but they didn't teach us much about gas. We need to start understanding gas a little bit more. Okay, yeah. My head is pounding, y'all, because they're trying to explain something to me, Han-Shan Shi-Shoni, about gas. Gas is a substance. Just like H2O is a liquidized substance, and you need H2O to be able to sustain, to be able to live. Gas is a deadly substance. It's giving me some type of smoke screen. Because smoke would be like your air, like your oxygen, like oxygen being polluted. So then would the planet and the stars would be like pollution to the cosmos? Yeah, I gotta figure this out later. Yeah, heart chakra activation. So your first brain is your heart is your first brain. Before the brain even develops, the heart is activated first. So that would be your first chakra, actually. Not your crown chakra, your heart chakra. The heart is created first. Something about pituitary gland. I don't know. The crossroads. What's the cross? Orleans Parish. I don't know what that means. Okay. Element of air. So would this gas ball create your heart first? So how is the heart created? Because the heart would be created first instead of the brain being created first. Take the H off of hexagram, hexagram. What's hexagram? Hold on, family. Hexagram is this is why they weigh your heart on the scale. Because an hexagram is a scale. Not a hexagram. A hexagram is a scale. But so what do? They weigh this liquidized gas. What is this? Uranus. But if the souls come from Saturn, and then they go into her Uranus, so you're forming out of Uranus. So Uranus is what? Hold on, family. God dang it. Uranus is... Disconnect this, and I'm trying to... What's that damn song? I put... Rod Wave, put your heart on ice, or my heart's on ice. Somebody's heart could be on ice or something like that. But something about water and solid. Wouldn't that be like a gassed form though? It's not really a gassed form. But Uranus is like an ice planet. But when water turns into a solid, that's like a gassed form. So your soul hits Uranus to become like ice or solid. So your soul going from a liquidized form to a solid form. Yes. Okay, and then somebody... Okay, so this is a form of some type of... Okay, so it's going deeper into this cosmic shit of rooting. Because, like, yes, we understand roots and shit like that. But in a cosmic form, roots is being done when creating these carts. Because these carts, when we come, it's like our body internally with our chakras, because your chakras are aligned to certain planets, okay? And for your body to get into formation in alignment with these certain planets that are made up of, like Uranus, helium, and just made up of water, okay? And Saturn could be gas. Just flow with it, family. Just understand what I'm saying to you. And it's creating the creation of certain organs. Yes. Okay, and then Dicomeo is feelings or energy. Kundalinian. This is the soul, Kundalinian. Okay, and so this person here, whoever this Virgo Cancer person is, could be the Kundalinian of somebody. Could be somebody's Kundalinian. You have to have, everybody has a twin that you co-create with, because that is your bloodline. You will never not run into this person. You will never not have this person. This person will always be a part of you. You will always be a part of this person because you come from this liquidized form. This could be somebody's semen. You come from somebody's semen. Okay, this is semen. Okay, you come from somebody's semen. I don't care. Okay, yes, you come out of a womb, but there's somebody's semen, which is a liquidized form here. Ooh, it's getting hot in here. Yes, spirit. Okay, somebody's spirit. A mother. You could be a mother. Okay. Okay, and the grounds that you come from, you can come from a dead zone. Somebody, whatever dead zone you come from, whatever liquidized substance that you come from, okay, that whoever semen you come from is your twin flame. Okay, that's what this is. That's what this is saying. And they could be a protector. They could be an evil Knievel in your life. They could be a clone in your life. You can deal with them in 5 different aspects. This is the semen that you come from is keeping you separated from somebody. What, baby? What is it? You want to play? I'm finna get off of here. Okay, somebody could be crying because they could need to heal. Okay, this could be a Sagittarius. They could need to be getting balance. Okay, you could be separated from a Sagittarius. Okay, your twin flame, which could be any type of figure, a father figure, a brother, a uncle, a nephew, a cousin, whoever is keeping you away from a counterpart. Okay, this is a protection. Okay, this is love. Okay, there's going to be a change. Somebody could have been very, very two-faced towards you. Okay, so you could be a mother figure, or you could be aligning with another counterpart. Okay, because Taurus energy is out here. Okay, or somebody could want you to be a part of. Somebody could be aligning you. Your Vedic sign, Aries, is Taurus. Okay, so you could be going to another fixed sign or a Vedic sign. Okay, it's not a fixed sign because a fixed sign is a Sagittarius. So a Sagittarius is your fixed sign, which means when you are with a fixed sign, that means you met your fixed sign. A fixed sign is not your counterpart. A fixed sign is somebody that you are supposed to learn something from. This is why you have been fixed with that person, to learn something from that person, or that person is supposed to learn something from you. That is a fixed sign. That doesn't mean that you are supposed to marry that person or anything like that. Now, your Vedic sign is your other half, okay? So your other half is a Taurus. So other halves would be the light. Okay, so Aries, if your Vedic sign is Taurus, that means the light version of you is an Aries, the dark version of you is a Taurus. Okay, that's what that means. Same way with the Gemini. Same way, yeah, Gemini, Cancer. Gemini, your Vedic sign is a Cancer. Okay, Cancer, your Vedic sign is a Leo. Okay, that is a Leo would be the dark half of you. Cancer would be the light version of you. So you are supposed to be with a Leo. Okay, yeah, Sagittarius, you're supposed to be with a Scorpio. Okay, if you are a cusper, if you in bed with a Scorpio, you're going to meet somebody just like the dark, especially if you are a cusper and you live out of your Scorpio nature and then you date a Scorpio, you can either get, confirmation with shadow. You can either, this person can be good or bad for you because you're going to be dealing with your shadow aspect, just as well as if you're an Aries Taurus cusper, okay, and you in bed with your shadow side, if you live out of your shadow, then you're going to butt heads with your shadow aspect, okay? If you live out of your light side, which would be your Aryan energy, you're not going to butt heads with your shadow, okay? Because you understand your shadow. Same, oh, Gemini did fall out. Same with the Gemini. Gemini, if you are a Gemini Cancer cusper, if you are living out of your shadow, you're going to be butting heads with this Cancer. If you're living out of your Gemini placement, then you're going to get along with your shadow, okay? Because you know your shadow, which means if you're, and especially if you're dealing with Cancer, you know your sensitive side, okay? You know how sensitive you can get as a Gemini, okay? So you'll know how to handle that. Okay, so I'm going to leave it right there, as well as Virgo and Pisces, okay, because Pisces, you are Virgo, and Pisces is also Aquarius, okay? I don't know why Pisces, but Pisces is a placement for almost every element, okay, because every element can be intuitive, okay, or have intellectual property, which you should if you have a brain, okay? But the Vedic sign of a Virgo is Pisces, as well as Libra, okay? And come here. And what is on your paw? And Pisces is Aquarius, okay? So yeah, so just kind of understand that, okay? So I'm going to leave it right there, because boy, this hurted my motherfucking head trying to learn all this goddamn shit and how we come about and all that good shit and you know, because a great book say dirt. And maybe the liquidized substance could be dirt, okay? I don't know. Dirt, water, what is fire? You know what it is, the element. Earth, wind, air, fire, all that good shit, okay? And the dirt, okay? You come about the ground, you heard me, okay? No, I'm just playing, but yeah. But that's crazy. Aquarius was on here too. Aquarius was on here, okay? So yeah. So that's all the signs that fell out, okay? Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Aries, Taurus, okay? So those are the signs that fell out, okay? So peace, love, and toodles, and I will holler at you guys another time. Quit chewing my stuff.